America is a brand, and right now, the brand is in trouble. Here's why the story of a country matters more than its stock price, and what Yuval Harari, Scott Galloway, and Madison Avenue can teach us about national identity. The author, Yuval Harari, proposes something simple but profound in his books Sapiens and Homo Deus. The world does not run on facts, it runs on stories. What is money? A shared fiction. Religion, a beautifully constructed narrative. Nation states, collective myths we agree to believe in, represented with flags, mottos, anthems, and history. The stories we tell become the brands we live. America's story has always been its brand, the land of opportunity, home of the brave, a place where you can become something more than what you were born. The story sold millions of people on immigration, entrepreneurship, education, and enterprise. It turned our cities into dreams and paved our sidewalks with gold. But now that brand is cracking. But first, a story. I was speaking at a financial conference in Bogota, Colombia. It was a very buttoned up, very global affair. As I stepped off the stage, a young Colombian banker approached me and said, "My dream has always been to study at Stanford and then open my own firm in Miami. But now I wonder why I would go to a place that doesn't seem like it wants me there." He wasn't angry. He was confused. He was disappointed, like a loyal customer returning to his favorite store only to find the lights off, the windows boarded up, and the doors locked. That's the damage we're doing. On a recent episode of Pivot, Scott Galloway, the NYU professor with a voice like sandpaper and a mind like a scalpel, laid it out in brutal terms. He said the destruction of America's brand, from the rule of law to legal immigration to our once envied university system, is undermining the true value of our companies. Not the day-to-day numbers, but the deep foundational stuff. The reason investors around the world trusted us. The reason talent came here. The reason brands built in the US carry more global weight than they might otherwise deserve. Come on, you don't have to squint too hard to see this pattern repeating itself everywhere you look. When the story of America changes, the value of America declines. And not just the GDP or the Dow Jones, the real value, the aspirational one. You might think this is a political rant, but it's not. It's brand truth. I've spent the better part of my career explaining how branding works to companies, conferences, and countries. Branding is not a logo. It's not a jingle. It's not a Super Bowl ad. It's not a flag. It's the story you tell and the way people feel about it. It's what they say about you when you're not in the room or not on the ballot. It's what they feel you do for them. And right now, people around the world are saying something very different about the United States than they did just a few years ago. And none of it is good. Because America, like Nike, like Harvard, like Patagonia, like the Corvette, was never just a place or a product. It was a belief system. It was a promise. And what happens when you break a promise? You break the brand. Is there any good news? Well, stories can be rewritten, but only if we recognize that storytelling is not decoration. It's strategy, it's structure, it's survival. It's time to stop watching the stock ticker and start paying attention to the brand meter. Here's your call to action. Your audience needs to hear this, to understand this. I keynote at conferences around the world, helping audiences understand how branding drives behavior, belief, and bottom line results. If your team, your organization, or your event needs to hear this message and how to turn brand erosion into brand evolution, I still have a few dates available for 2025. Let's rewrite this story together. Reach out. I'd love to talk to you.